tri-championship, but I mean, with what you guys have done this year and overcome, I mean, does this feel as good as any of the other championships, conference championships that you've won through the years?
You know, I've been very fortunate, I feel like, in my entire coaching career as an assistant, as a head coach. I've been blessed, but certainly having faced as much adversity as we've faced this year, for the guys to end up where they did, I couldn't be more proud of a group of young men. That's tremendous. And, you know, we had a lot of reasons not to win as many games or win less than we've won. And these guys just teed it up every day. They were ready to go. Their approach was outstanding. And even though there were days where we get more news and usually not good news, somebody else is in there, and we just kept battling. We just kept battling, and of course our constant was we pitched pretty well. That being said, you know, our rotation changed as we went, and Neff was out for a little while with some bicep soreness. Webb was out for a couple of weeks, and these guys just kept plugging along. They just kept playing the game the right way, respecting the game, and tried to stay in a position to win. It really has been a special group of players that found a way to win, despite not maybe having, you know, the team that you started out with. So I'm really proud of these guys, and you know, hopefully we'll continue to win a few. But it's been a year where you really have to look at your personnel and say, you know, you guys were outstanding, and they have been.
I know we ask some version of this every year, but how do you look at this specific tournament and this week, and how do you play it, especially when you look at last year, you lose 2 games and then win the national championship? I mean, how do you view this week?
Well, yeah, I know that it was a short stay last year and we ended up winning the whole thing. But when we left Hoover last year, we didn't feel real good. And you try to avoid that as a team. And hopefully we'll play well. We'd like to stay over there as long as we can, because if we're not there, you know where we'll be. And there'll probably be more than once a day. So, you know, we want to play well. When I put the uniform on, you try to win, you know. And I know sometimes as a coach, and I think some of the coaches in this league, or you hear them talk about maybe doing things a little bit differently now. We try to make good decisions for our team, but it's the SEC baseball tournament. You know, we tried to win the regular season. We're going to try to win this tournament too if we can. We're not backing down. We're the guys we put in there. We're going to try to win it, and that's the way we see it. I don't. You know, last year maybe some people said, well, they lost 2 straight. We didn't. We tried to win, and I think we scored 1 run in 21 innings. That wasn't good.
What's the rotation shaping up like for the tournament, at least the first couple of days for you guys?
It appears Michael Roth is going to start opening day. Coach Myers and I talked about it a little bit after Alabama, a little bit yesterday, and I think we were pretty set that Roth would probably pitch on Thursday. But after meeting with Michael Roth, he, you know, he said the tournament starts Wednesday. Yeah. But you can pitch Thursday. He says, but I can pitch Wednesday. And we left it up to him. And we explained all the reasons. Maybe you want to wait 1 more day and that kind of thing. But in his eyes, he pitched last Thursday. He's had 5 days rest. And he says, I feel great. I'll feel good Wednesday. I'll feel good Thursday. Well, you know, he said, I'll pitch whenever you want me to. And we said, well, you've done your part here. You can make a decision on when you want to pitch. If you feel like you need to rest this entire tournament, you can also do that. And that was not received very well. And so he just said, you know what, I'd rather pitch Wednesday. And I said, it's okay if that's the way you feel. We were just trying to give you an extra day since you were pushed up a day at the end of the regular season. And he said, no, I'm good to go.
Were you considering sort of pitch count for him, or just see how the flow of the game goes?
Well, he's been, you know, his pitch counts have been relatively, for a starter, he's kind of hovered around 100 most of the year. He had a couple of times where he went over that, but probably not. It won't be a major concern because he'll pitch Wednesday, and hopefully, you know, he won't pitch again for what, 9 days, you know, something like that. So we'll see how it goes. But in all seriousness, I kind of assumed, and Coach Myers did as well. We sort of said, well, Roth he'll feel a little bit more comfortable going to second game. Well, he didn't feel more comfortable going to second game. He wants to pitch the first day. He's earned that right. If he wants to open up the tournament, he feels good about it. He's earned that, and that's what we're going to do.
Second game back in Coombs.
Yeah, Coombs had a low pitch count in Alabama, I think in the 60s, and then if we go deeper than that, Holmes. Now Neff may figure in somewhere. He may figure in because he's rested and ready to go, and he had Roth pushed back a day. Neff would have started the first game. So, but so we'll do Roth.
You're in the bracket with Auburn and Georgia. They're both kind of must-win situations, so for them, it's going to be pretty competitive on your side of the bracket.
Well, it is going to be, but it was going to be anyway. There might have been a game or two or circumstance over the years where a coach might have said, you know what, this is okay here. We can get back home and get ready for the regionals. I've never been in that situation. I've never wanted to. I remember how I felt last year leaving when we did. That's not a good feeling. So I think most coaches try to win the thing. You may rest a guy or hold a guy sometimes, but it's a competitive league.
Ray, what about going in as #1 ranked team by the major polls coming out today? Obviously, the target's on your back as defending national champion and SEC regular season champion, but carrying that extra notice of the #1 team in the country, the polls.
I'm not trying to give you coach speak or play it down, but we don't pay too much attention to any of that. I've never had a conversation with my team about that. I didn't even know for sure that we were ranked there. We've been, the last few weeks, we've been in the top 3 or 4. I'm proud of my team. I like my team, but I don't wake up every day thinking, well, my team, we're the best. There's too many good teams out there. I know that when we left Hoover last year after scoring 1 run in 21 innings, I don't know how many people thought that we would win 11 games after that. That's how I think much better there is in college baseball, and there's some very good conferences with a lot of teams that can end up playing the last game. And I understand that. So I don't think there's any more pressure. I don't think that our guys feel like, hey, we got a big target. I know that once we won a national championship, there were some people, a lot of midweek games where I really like to win this game. This team had, they got some credentials here, but I don't spend any time at all with that. I don't talk about it with my team, and I'm not sure how much they think about it. I think this team understands that, we got a pretty good team, but we're not invincible. We have to play well. We have to get an out when we can. We have to manufacture a run when we can, and we have to be good to win. We can't just show up and win games. We have to play really well, and we have to win close games. That's sort of what this team's been made up of. So I guess to answer your question, that doesn't really figure in to certainly my thought process, and I think the players are probably a little, sometimes you're proud of your program and you may like that, but not talk about it, not say anything about it. So.
Ray, how do you maybe get this team, no matter the situation, no matter the adversity, to still just pretty much kind of get the job done? Is there any kind of your approach, any kind of special approach to use these guys to do that?
I give the players all the credit in the world. We've got outstanding coaches here with Coach Holbrook, Coach Myers, and Coach Espo and Busher this year. These guys have been around a lot. They understand the game. I think they do a great job of trying to get our guys ready to play. But I give credit to the older guys. I give credit to Morales and Brady Thomas and Wingo and Michael Roth and the guys that Walker's only a second-year guy, but he's played a lot of baseball. These guys, they understand it. They get it. They know what it takes to win, and they know sometimes you're not good enough. But they know that if your approach is good, you have a chance. And I give them all the credit for us being where we are today. Those guys understand it. They have fun with it. I think they understand that this program is committed to winning from the athletic director down, that the resources are here to be successful, and they have to do their part to try to win games. They understand that's hard to get to. It takes veteran players to get in a situation like that with guys that have good leadership skills, and we've got more than one. We have a number of guys that you enjoy watching them every day try to win baseball games.
To you, how impressive, or how does it compare, I guess is what I'm asking, ending the season, the regular season, #1 ranked in the country as opposed to ending the postseason, #1 team?
I'd prefer the postseason. Again, I think you have to finish the year where we did in 2010 and to be where we are right now, for whatever that's worth. It's just the regular season. There's a lot of baseball left. But you really have to give players credit. That's not an easy thing to do, and we'd like to be there after a few more weeks. But I understand how difficult it is, but it's difficult to be where we are today, and players deserve credit. They're the guys that go out there every day and make plays and get in a position to win, and I take my hat off to them, and I give them a pat on the back. They have worked hard to be where they are and have played well enough.
And I guess one more thing too is to be sort of on the cusp right now, or certainly in good position for that top 8, and what that means in terms of this week and playing at home, something you haven't done that second weekend since '04, I guess.
Well, it would be nice to be here. I mean, you feel like you're always a little better at home than you are on the road, and of course we weren't on the road for the Supers last. We weren't at home last year. We had to go on the road for the Supers, and that worked out okay. So, but we're proud of our venue here, and we got great fans. We would love to be here as long as we can. And I've said this before, and it remains to be the case. I don't know, how it all lines up. I know people go, yeah, you should be a national. Well, maybe so, hopefully so, and maybe we need to win a few more. Who knows? I don't know, but we're gonna try to win a few more, and if we have the good fortune of playing at home, that would be terrific.
Ray, what do you remember about John Luke Jacobs in Auburn from the first time you played him? I think he had like 9 strikeouts that day.
Pitchability. I think that John Luke Jacobs in his career at Auburn, he's kind of gone through a period of time where maybe earlier in his career he had a little bit more velocity than he may have right now, but his pitchability is off the charts right now. He was mixing and matching and locating and getting his breaking ball over and his changeup over against us before, and he's had a number of games like that down the stretch for Auburn. He's been really impressive. So that one word, his pitchability, is probably the best it's been since he's been at Auburn, and he'll be a difficult assignment for us.
Ray, what's the the update on your injured guys? Is Matthews close to being back in the lineup, and Jackie is getting the cast off soon or something?
We think maybe Jackie will get his cast off on Friday. That being said, I don't think that green lights him by any stretch of the imagination. But the cast off, you go from there and see what could work out. John Taylor was actually sick at Alabama. He was sick on Saturday when he pitched. I didn't know that he was sick, so I pitched him, and he didn't tell me. But he's been struggling a little bit, and he did not work out today. He's not going to ride with the team. We're going to transport him separately. Brady, I sat him out on Saturday with that foot, so he's battling through that. Matthews, getting closer. I watched him track a few balls today at practice. I wouldn't say he's running them down, but he's moving around much better, and it gives us maybe another option, at least from a pinch hitting standpoint. So that's anybody. I miss anybody?
Matthews option to DH at all?
I don't know that he's running good enough to do that. He hasn't told me that, so I would assume, like I said, he's much better, but he hasn't said, "Hey, I'm ready to go. Let's go." So till he gets to that point, we'll be very cautious with him, using him as a pinch hitter.
Any other questions for Coach? I guess we're trying to get a few players in here before we leave.